I think there's a bunch of different things I'd suggest, Mark, and both to the employee sitting in the position, but also for leaders across the organization. So I would say for employees, and if we're going to talk specifically about, you know, women, I have this, I sign my social media posts predominantly with two hashtags. One of them is unstoppable. The other is no excuses, which drives my children insane. But I'll say that to employees as well. I mean, you have a choice. And, I saw you, Chris, do this. There is a myopia that exists, but sometimes out of necessity. And so I will, tell people, like, if you must stay for safety or financial security, be aware that you're doing it with a trade-off that, again, it's not the right culture. It's not creating the right kind of environment. If for you, it's not providing the kind of accommodations, and that's okay. But then do that with intention while you seek to leave. I will also say, like, you need to speak up. You don't ask, you don't get. My youngest has that down pat as well.
Trained well.
Yeah.
You learn from the best.
But in the workplace, so actually, I've worked in and around technology as well for a very long time. And the data is very proven that there's significantly less women in particularly in higher positions in technology. And some of it's around the environment. If we create the right kind of accommodations for those, particularly as women start to become parents, and that going back to like the culture and drive, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. I often tell women, like, you have to put your head in the data that shows that women typically don't apply for roles unless they believe they meet 8, 9, or 10 out of the 10 skills criteria that's requested. Men apply at 5 or 6. So there's a confidence also and so those are for the women. So like, you own your career, try to influence, use your voice. Your voice is your power, and ask for the things that you need. And then if it's proven not to be successful for you, then make a decision around whether you want to stay or not. And if you're going to stay for a period of time, that's intention as well. And then conversely, for leaders, and particularly male allies for those women, there's so much that can be done. Demanding to have a more diverse slate of candidates when you have a role presented to you. Being comfortable taking the diverse candidate, or in this case, we'll talk about women who might only have 7 out of 10 other criteria you're seeking, but you are going to coach and develop them for that gap. When you see a woman sitting in a conference room, all of the other, maybe her male counterparts are speaking up, you're going to stop and pause and create a space and say, Sally or Sue, tell me, what's your perspective? What would you do in this situation? Those are very simple ways to help within the organization, particularly if you are a male ally, to your female colleagues.